welcome everyone to this episode of Shirley Talk. I'm Mike Mulroney.
Kelly Duckworth.
Kelly, our routine.
No,
Can you guess?
not
No,
anything.
no, and no.
No attorney, no
Doctor, no nurse,
nothing.
nothing in the medical
Accountant.
field. Accountant. You're getting better with numbers.
It's barely.
At least you know how to add our raffle numbers up. That's what
I
all that
do.
matters.
That's the important part.
All right, we point that out because if we say something today, we'd like to think we're pretty correct on things, but please get professional advice. If you hear us talk about something medically, taxes, legal, anything at all that could become controversial, please get professional advice and make your own opinions or best guess. So
Entertainment only.
that's right, entertainment and educational. And today it'll be more educational because we have a young lady fighting cancer, Miss Jennifer Miller, and her brother Sean. How you all doing today?
Good.
Good. Well, thanks for coming in.
They made a drive. I didn't know you made them drive that far.
I didn't know. Where'd you come from?
E-Town.
I didn't even think to ask. Man, we could have zoomed
I
you
know.
No, it's fine.
in. Well, that's fun. We're actually talking about moving to E-Town.
Really?
Yeah, we've talked about that several times. So
It's
we'll
a
see.
great place. It's quiet. It's
Yeah.
a lot quieter than Louisville. It's totally different.
Yeah, it's Louisville's kind of a train wreck right now. So
Yeah.
it's just unbelievable what's going on in our city. But that's a story for another day. Actually, we might talk about that one day. What's going on in town? So,
Goodness.
but your journey, you've got what type of cancer?
Lymphoma.
Lymphoma.
T-cell lymphoma, yeah.
And that's is that a blood cancer? Is that what that is?
It's a blood cancer that attacks the skin.
Okay.
Yeah, so you get, wounds and, open sores all over the skin from it.
Really? The cancer trying to jump out of the body, I guess?
Yeah, it seems like that, yeah.
How long have you been fighting that? Because you look like you're about 19 years old. So
Yeah. I wish. I feel like I've had it for at least probably 2 years undiagnosed because of the symptoms and the stuff that I would get popping up on my skin and stuff like that. But diagnosed, I've only had it since December.
So you said symptoms. So over probably 2 years, were you having symptoms and things you just blew off? Because I asked that because we're often, unless you're a hypochondriac, but most of us have problems that we just write off and think, oh, it'll go away. So was it something like that? You just think, oh, maybe I just don't feel good today?
I know. What kind of symptoms would you have for a blood cancer?
I don't know.
At first, when I first started, I got rashes, and it was only on my legs, and it would only be in the heat, if I was in the shower or summertime, the sun, these whelpy rashes all over my legs. And at first I was well, I did kind of blow it off at first. At the very beginning, I was well, maybe.
Are you outdoors a lot?
Yeah,
So
summertime.
you probably thought it was the heat rash or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at first I did kind of blow it off, and then it wasn't going away. It would always, like I said, come back in the heat. So I did go to my doctors. They thought maybe it was some kind of skin infection. So they would give me antibiotics. It wasn't working. Go back. Give me a different type of antibiotics. I was well, clearly this isn't a skin infection because it's not working. It's not going away.
Right.
And then finally they referred me to a dermatologist.
I was going to say the next step, skin, yeah.
Yep. But that was 6 months out. Couldn't get in for 6 months.
Yeah. The dermatologist I go to, you can't even see her. She's booked 1.5 years. So you could die from skin cancer before you could even get to see her.
Yeah.
So you were 6 months out. Had to wait 6 months, or was there anybody else in the office that would see you?
I have no. I called up there a few times to see if maybe I can get on the cancellation
An
list.
opening, yeah.
Yeah, and nothing ever happened.
So you waited 6 months.
Yep, waited 6 months just to go to the dermatologist. They said the same thing. They thought maybe it was a skin infection. So at that point, I did have one open wound on the back of my leg by the time I got in there. So they scraped it, tested it for a skin infection. It wasn't. They ended up giving me a different doctor to see at the dermatologist. So he ended up doing a biopsy on one of the areas that I had. But I guess it wasn't a big enough biopsy. So a couple things came back. It was either lymphoma, a protein deficiency, or lupus is what they thought I could have had.
So before this, you're probably not thinking cancer at all.
Yeah. He was best scenario, it's a protein deficiency, and you just have to do shots every week or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I was okay, I could deal with that. And then, so they were doing more blood work, more testing to try to kind of narrow it down to see what exactly it was. but nothing was like really coming back. And my family doctor kind of just blew it off. He was like, well, you're fine.
Live with it.
Yeah, he literally told me, he was like, well, you're not dying. It ain't nothing serious. I'll see you again in 4 to 6 weeks.
Wow.
And y'all don't even know. Like, we never figured out what's going on.
Were they itchy or like they didn't really bother you?
They didn't itch.
They just
didn't
popped
hurt.
up. Wow.
It was just kind of like a rash that didn't like bother me.
But they did tests. I don't. This is the lunacy in our system. They don't do the proper blood test to rule out major disease because it's too expensive.
Yeah.
I would say they refuse to do the blood test. To me, in today's world, everybody's getting, I say everybody, 1 in 3 people are getting cancer. Why aren't we doing more to try and catch it early? And, I'm not yelling at your doctors, but for goodness sake, why would they have not just say, all right, let's do this test just to see what it is?
Right.
So what did they finally determine that it was lymphoma? Did they draw some more blood or?
My dermatologist actually was like, well, let's do another biopsy. So he went in for a bigger...
Scrape cells, I guess?
Cut me open and cut a piece out.
Really?
A bigger piece. The first time he said, I guess I didn't cut out a big enough piece, so they couldn't...
Like out of the back of your leg?
Yeah, it was like out of the side of my thigh.
Okay. That
Is
sounds
Is that painful?
fun.
I know, it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't...
They numbed it really good. The numbing part hurt the most.
Yeah.
But so he ended up cutting out a bigger piece, and I guess that gave him better to work with. So they ended up determining from that biopsy that it was lymphoma.
Wow. And this
After
all just happened a couple months ago?
Yep.
But it sounds like it's taken a year to get to this point.
Yeah. Yes, a long time. And by that point, I was already covered in like open wounds and sores. I had a spot on my foot that was literally all the way down to the bone.
Oh my!
That's how big of a hole it was. So.
But live with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but live with it.
I mean, yeah, because I went to my doctor's office several times because the spot on my foot I actually thought maybe was like infected or like rotten or something, and I was like wanting him to look at it to see if he could maybe prescribe me something or say something, and he was like, he would avoid it. Like, he would just tell me to keep lotion on my skin for like the dry, patchier like scabs and scars. And that's it.
And then like the open ones, do you have to keep them covered? I mean, I'd be scared something's gonna get in it and cause a worse infection.
I did end up getting an infection from it. I can't think of what it was called, but I did end up getting an infection from it. My wounds were like infected and stuff. But I did have to keep them covered and bandaged because they like bled and like oozed and stuff.
But
like
live
that.
with it. But live with it.
But live with it. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
not
just
dying.
baffled by that. And I'm not getting on doctors, but for goodness sake, at what point do you start taking things a little more seriously when they can tell so much in today's world by a drop of blood or tissue that they could have done? So by the time they figured this out, and I don't know that they give stages anymore. Did they tell you what stage they thought your lymphoma was in?
No, I went to see a second opinion, a doctor,
so frustrated
a couple
about
months
this
ago. Yeah, and he said if he had to guess, he would probably say technically I would be like stage 4.
Okay.
But the type of cancer that I have is so rare. It's like less than 1% of people in the United States have exactly what I have, and so they don't see it that often. So he said if he had to guess, he would probably say I'm in stage 4.
Wow.
So what's like the normal protocol for this? Are you on chemo or are you radiation, surgery? How do they treat it?
I'm doing 6 months of chemo so
Okay.
far. And then at the end, they're discussing doing a stem cell transplant, which not looking forward to. But hopefully everything goes well to where maybe I don't have to do it. But
They have a lot of good success with that,
do they?
from what I understand. Yes.
I heard
I
it
know
was rough.
several. Yeah, but I know some kids that have had it and they've beat leukemia and stuff like that.
Okay.
So they've got a lot of good success with that kind of thing. So just FYI. But so this whole time, do you work outside the home or how does that work?
Since being diagnosed?
No,
or
before you were
before?
diagnosed. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, I was still working.
Doing what?
I'm a manager at Taco Bell.
Okay.
My
One of my favorites.
I know.
Yeah. Did you bring any tacos with you?
I
If we didn't know that, we'd have had you bring us a few.
I would've
So you're on your feet a lot.
on my feet a lot, which
Yeah.
mind you, they were covered in like wounds and sores and stuff like that. And the heat, I can't do the heat. And it's hot in there. I'm in the kitchen. I make food. So it was really hard. I couldn't work a lot. Like there may be one good day out of the week where I can go to work, and I couldn't never work.
Were they sympathetic with you at all? Empathetic? Did they work with you?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Because I've been with
I was hoping you would say that.
Yeah, I've been with Taco Bell for years.
But Taco Bell's separate than Yum. Aren't they two separate companies? I know they own one, but they kind of operate separately, don't they?
If it's a franchise, like
Okay.
franchise is more like individually owned, but most Taco Bells are.
Well, I'm glad that you said they work with you. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So
they
are you like
definitely
on
did.
leave with them now, or how does that work?
Yeah, I'm on work leave. I still technically work there. So they said whenever I'm ready, when done with chemo, whenever I feel good, I can come back.
Hats off to Taco Bell and
know.
Yum
Yeah.
for helping this young lady. That's amazing.
For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's it look like? So you're doing 6 months of chemo.
Is that in E-Town or is that in Louisville?
It's in E-Town.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Sometimes I go to Lexington for certain appointments and certain
Which
things.
is about an hour away.
Yes. It's a hassle, but
Why
Yeah.
there? They have the specialist there, I guess?
yeah, they have a bigger cancer center. So that's where I go down there for like the bigger things. Like I got my port put in down there and stuff like that. So
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that we do some stuff for that come in from Bowling Green and stuff like that. So I don't think doctors, and again, I don't believe any of this is doctors' faults. I blame everything on the insurance companies.
oh yeah.
So have you had a lot of trouble with them approving things that the doctors have recommended?
No, not really. So far, I mean, there's been a couple times where I've gotten rejected for certain medicines that I've needed because my insurance wouldn't cover it. But the doctors have been pretty good so far with like trying to get around that, like doing their doctor thing, I guess, to give me something else that's just as good. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Sean, are you kind of the caretaker and help her out a little bit, or just her security guard?
A little bit of both. So, yeah, I'm here for her for whatever she needs. She has a really good support system, and whatever she needs, we try to get it taken care of for her, especially her being off work, sick all the time. She has 3 kids that she takes care of,
Ugh.
and it's
Wow.
just her. So
How old are they? How old are your kids?
6, 9, and 10.
Wow.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
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 Mine are 13, 15, and 17. And if, God forbid, anything happen, mine are pretty self-sufficient. But yours aren't
Yeah.
right now. They still need mom. What do they think about that? Have you had those discussions with them about what's going on?
Oh yeah, my 10-year-old, she's actually super mature for her age and like well beyond her years. So she's like an older person in a little kid's
That's
body.
Kelly. She's that
And-
way.
Yeah. She's great, and she's been like when everybody else is at work during the day and stuff like that, and she's home with me. She's
The
mommy's
little
little
mom.
helper. Yeah, like
Yeah.
she definitely helps. I probably depend on her way more than I should. Like she's so great.
Yeah. Well, I think things are going to go well with you. I don't know what the doctor said, but I've heard a lot of success rates. So have you had that discussion with your kids about you're going to be sick for a little while, and so they understand what's going on, though, right?
Oh yeah, I told him, I was like, mommy's gonna be sick for a little while, but she's gonna get better. Like mommy's gonna get better,
Right.
but it's just gonna be a while where I have to be sick for a little while in order to get better. And I guess they understood that. Like they don't like they're good kids, so they don't give me too much trouble at home. Like if I ask them to do something, they'll do it. They'll be like,
How did you manage that?
I know.
I
I'm
got
about to have
so
my first. I
lucky.
need some tips.
Yeah, Kelly's pregnant. She's got one
Yeah.
coming in March.
Aw.
So
I got extremely lucky. Like I said, especially with my oldest one, I couldn't ask for a better kid.
That's
And
awesome.
my other ones are just as great. Like they're good kids. They listen. So they try not to give me too hard of a time. And my oldest one sometimes reminds them, you know, mommy don't feel good. Like, stop. Like, listen to her. So,
well, they've obviously been raised well. So it sounds like you've got like you said, you've got a good support system.
Oh, yeah.
So is your
Great.
parents around at all to help you out, or no?
oh yeah, I live 4 doors down from them.
Good.
So my dad comes over and takes my trash out for me. Like, the small stuff. Like, they go grocery shopping for me and do stuff because can't sometimes leave the house half the time where I don't feel like it or I don't want to. So they're always doing stuff for me.
I don't know how people
Always.
go through cancer without a support system.
Yeah, I don't either. That's why I was asking, because a friend of ours told us a story after her cancer treatment. She would come down, her husband would pick her up in their nice SUV, and she walked out one day and noticed a lady that she had seen getting treatments sitting on the bench outside the hospital waiting for the bus. So, and it dawned on Robin what an amazing support system she has, and some people have no idea, you know, how bad off others are. So that's a good thing. Some people don't have anybody to help them with food, so I'm sure you probably have people feeding you tacos all the time. So yeah.
They cook. My family cooks dinner for me, and like if I don't feel like going over there to eat, they'll bring it to me. My sister's been doing that a lot lately. Like she'll be like, I'll cook dinner for you tomorrow, and like she'll bring it over to me and stuff. Like
that's amazing.
Without I wouldn't be able to do it.
That's awesome. How many siblings do you all have?
3.
3.
Yeah, we have an older sister.
And you all seem pretty close, all of you. So
very close.
Did y'all fight a lot when you were younger? Are you the older brother or the little brother?
No,
You're pretty big, so I'd say you're.
Yeah, I'm a year older than her.
I don't want to arm wrestle you, so it's
yeah, I'm the middle child.
I am too.
Yeah,
we're the special kids.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have a brother to help take care. I mean, you probably feel safe with him around all the time, I would imagine.
Yeah, he's definitely somebody that I call like when I need stuff like that.
Do you cook?
Oh, yeah.
If you have to?
Hey, I'm a jack of all trades.
Yeah, that's what you got to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, that's amazing. So glad to hear that story, and I really feel like it's going to go well because we've seen this before. So I think you're going to be fine. Even the stem cell, it's going to be a pain in the butt, but they've had so many success stories. I really think that, and I think THC is going to have something to do with this one day. I really do. I firmly believe in it. There's so many things that I think that particular chemical, once they legalize it, that would have a huge impact on not only cancer but all kinds of things. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So you got how many more months of chemo? You said 6 months. So where are you at now?
I got 3 more months left.
Okay.
Yeah, I just finished my 3rd round of chemo last week, so I got 3 more months left, and then they said more than likely I'll have to do the stem cell when I'm done with chemo, and then after that, hopefully.
Is your
I'm
chemo
good.
like once a day, or you have to go once a week? And
It's 3 days in a row for a week every 3rd week.
okay,
So I
so
get
you get
like-
a little break.
Yeah, I get
Okay.
like 3 weeks off, and then like the 4th week I'll go 3 days in a row.
So it just probably wipes you out.
It wipes me out, and then maybe the last week before I got to do chemo again, I'll start getting energy back and start
course.
feeling good,
And
and
then
then
they
I gotta
smack
hit
you
it
again.
again.
Yeah. So you just feel nauseous or sick or tired, completely exhausted. It's like a drain. I've heard the first couple chemo treatments are like, whatever. Then like the 3rd one hits you and you're like, what in the world happened?
Yeah. Apparently, I was in like my 2nd round at the time, but I wasn't supposed to get so sick so fast. And
Well, you're small. I wonder if that has anything to do with it.
Yeah. I don't know, but they said I wasn't supposed to get knocked down that hard, that quick on just my 2nd round, and I did. So they ended up having to give me like a shot that was supposed to help boost my white blood cell count, so I didn't get so sick so much.
Has COVID made you nervous?
Yes.
I bet.
I'm scared to death because at first I wasn't. I mean, I took COVID seriously, but I wasn't like, all wear mask and all this stuff. But now I've had COVID. So
Wow, you're sick with cancer?
yeah, I just had COVID last month.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I know COVID's
God,
serious, and I haven't taken it real serious until she got pregnant, and we're together all the time, and I'm scared to death for her. I'm like dad hovering over her. Get over here and sit down, But your immune system is not normal right now. So did it hurt you at all, the COVID? Did it really make you sick, or?
it was so bad.
Really?
Like, I'm surprised I survived it because you hear people dying from COVID all the time. And here I am with cancer and COVID. It was really bad for me. It knocked me down really hard. And then I got pneumonia from the COVID.
Oh my gosh.
And I didn't know it was pneumonia. I just thought maybe I was coughing a lot and stuff from still the COVID. I ended up going to the hospital. They did x-rays. I had pneumonia. It caused an cyst in my lungs, which was eating a hole in my lung.
Oh my gosh.
So,
You've been through the ringer, you poor thing.
yeah.
A lot of people don't realize this, but a lot of times the cancer doesn't kill somebody. It's pneumonia or COVID, or, you know, because their immune system is so far down. So you got to protect yourself.
That's what I said. I said I got extremely lucky because, like I said, people are dying from COVID. People are dying from pneumonia. And I had all of that while having cancer. And
Well, maybe that's a good sign you're supposed to be here.
that's what I said. And I
Yep.
was like, but if I get it again, that just might be what.
Oh, man.
You've
Yeah.
got a higher purpose, young lady. I
Yep.
tell you, when you get better, we're going to recruit you. We could use some help. So, but your spirit is amazing. I don't know if you know what Shirleys Way does, but we try to help people who are fighting cancer. We pay their utility bills, and I get kind of tore up about this. Anyway, Kelly brought something for you.
I did.
What do you got?
Got you a nice big check here. Hopefully you can see that.
Wow.
Yeah, so hopefully that
Hopefully.
helps out a little bit. It's sad that people can be sick and deadbeats in this world can get whatever they want from our government, but people who are truly sick and trying hard, they do nothing for them.
Yeah.
And I say that non-prejudically because I don't like our government either side. They piss me off. But hopefully this helps you out a little bit with some things, and we know it's a struggle. So
That would help me out tremendously.
yeah.
Every little bit helps.
I know you talked about they're working with you, but are you able to work maybe a day a week or a day a month or something like that?
I could, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like, especially not there. I mean, I do have a second job, just at a retail clothing store where they said if I wanted to do something like that, that'd be fine.
But you got to stay away from the general public.
Yeah. Well,
That's the problem right now.
exactly. And that's why I would go there if I wanted to work like a day a week or something. Because that way I could just stay in the back and process clothes and not.
Yeah.
I could be by myself. I could be sitting down if I get tired or something like that. So if I did go back to work, that's what I would do.
Yeah, and that's where you
I would
got to
go
be.
there, yeah.
We have events, and we make her go sit down and do stuff behind the scenes. So, well, anyway, young lady, your story's amazing. If there's anything else we can do to help you out, please reach out. Let us know. We'll get your info before we're done. And we just wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep.
It's very, very, very appreciated.
Yep, we'll settle up with you. That check's no good. We got another one for
I
you.
got a real one for you that you can cash.
But thanks so much for joining us. Nice to meet you, Sean.
Nice to meet you.
Yep.
Kelly, wrap it up. How can people help out Shirley's Way?
Go to our website, shirleysway.org. Sign up to become a $10 monthly donor. You all think about it. It's $120 a year. That helps out someone's
It's not a
utility bill.
lot.
It's not. But your all's contributions just helped out Jennifer and her family. Go to our websites for raffles, queenofheartslive.org, jokerswildlive.org, and wheelofcashlive.org. Those are all split the pot drawings we do 3 times a week. And check out some of our events. We got some good ones coming up here soon. So those are on our Facebook page. Go follow us on there as well.
Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you next time.
See you.